Yes, I'm dead. Again. Level 63, we're in Terracar Forest. Bad news is that I didn't record my death, so you don't actually get to see how I died, but I'm going to run through and explain to you how it happened. Anyway, I did record this little footage immediately after I died. I'm now voicing this over probably a month, 6 weeks after that date. The voiceover that I recorded, I think you could probably tell I was a little bit angry and disappointed in the fact I died. And the reason for that is it wasn't a lack of skill that killed me. It wasn't being unprepared that got me killed. It wasn't even really a bug in the game that got me killed. That has happened previously on levelling up number 2 or 3. What actually got me killed was this quest, Who Are They? Here in Terracar Forest. This quest here, what you have to do is there's a guy you have to speak to just on the outside of the camp, and he wants us to infiltrate this camp that we have here. And they hit pretty hard. There you go. I mean, I'm just flying over there. I managed to aggro a mob and took a hit for 225-ish. Anyway, this is the guy we speak to, and he gives us a disguise when we speak to him. He puts us in a dress and makes us look silly, and the effect of that is that all of the mobs in this camp now are green. We can just walk in there and do what we need to do. That's absolutely fine, with the exception of these shadowy hunters. There are 3 of them that are patrolling around the camp. They can see straight through the disguise, and that's a bit of a pain. This quest would be ridiculously easy if it wasn't for these shadowy hunters. If they spot us, they remove our disguise, and obviously we will then aggro all of the mobs in the camp. Equally, if we use any ability, that will remove our disguise. There you saw me use hunter tracking, and that removed the ability. Right, now the quest actually wants us to go and speak to 3 people in the camp, and I don't know where they are. So I used hunter tracking to see if I could find them, and also spot where the hunters were, whilst in the middle of a load of mobs. Now, if I knew that was going to remove my disguise, there was no chance in hell that I would do that. So I think I managed to take like 2 of them down. I aggroed an awful lot. I think I had like 6 on me, maybe more than 6. My pet died fairly quickly. I feigned death, waited until they kind of patrolled away. It looked like I had enough room to mount up and fly. I didn't, and I died. Shocking, absolutely shocking. I was furious. If I'd known that changing hunter tracking was going to remove the disguise, there's no way in hell I would have done that. It is actually an ability. I think that was changed a long time ago. I guess you could argue I should have known that he does cast a spell when you change it. So yeah, that's that. Now, it's not all bad news. It is fairly bad news, but it's not all bad news. After this, the same things went through my mind as went through my mind when I first died in level 32, 33. That primarily that, you know what, fuck this challenge. I'm not going to play it anymore. It's just fucking ridiculous. And then I thought, you know what, no, I'm not a quitter. So I'm going to continue. But it was on one caveat, and I'm going to be completely open and honest here, and that was that I could level up using greens and talents and being a guild and guild perks and all that stuff up to level 63, and then continue the challenge as was and be considered legit. So basically for me, my challenge is to get from 1 to 85. If I die, I'm going to continue where I started off. and that's exactly what I've done. So I've gone and levelled a new character up to 63. It's actually the second character that I'm doing. The first one I got to level 62, and in Hellfire Peninsula I actually fell off Outland. So if you remember all of those times in previous episodes where I was telling you not to do that, that's why basically. Yeah, I fell off. I feel a little bit sheepish about that, but you know what, screw it. I immediately levelled back up to level 63. It takes about a day of game time, because obviously we can't do anything that's going to permanently track badly against us on the Iron Man WoW Challenge website. So dungeons, potions, raids, that kind of stuff, we can't do that. So I still had to level up without dying, without using potions, without using professions, but I did use green gear, blue gear, heirlooms, talents, and I was in a guild up to 63. Okay, so this is the new Sheppo. Kind of running out of names to use on this realm actually. I think whenever you die on a character and update it on the tracking website, it does actually, that's it, you can't really use that name again. So yeah, I'm running out of names. This one's called Iron Man Shep, and he's like 63. He's very nearly at the same point in terms of XP progression that my previous character was at, so it should be about the same. I've tried to basically, as I was going through Hellfire Peninsula, when I hit the same kind of XP level that I was at when I finished that zone, I moved on. Exactly. It's okay, it's going to be fine, don't worry. So here we are. Everything's back as it was. I'm now wearing greys and white items. Whilst questing, I'd picked up a couple of other kind of better quality items, but not much of an upgrade, so I do look a little bit different. I've even gone and got the same rare pet. I mean, how's that for dedication for you? The only thing of note that you'll see is I've got this awesome blue jetpack on. That's from one of the quests in Thousand Needles, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to try and keep that. As long as we have the quest, we keep that item equipped. It's not really equipped, it's just a cosmetic thing that we get. Okay, so now I'm sure some of you will have some comments about the fact that I used, in air quotes, cheating methods to get back up to level 63. That's absolutely fine if you feel like that. You know, go to my channel, unsubscribe, don't watch any more of these videos, etc, etc. I'm going to be continuing on with the challenge though, because as I say, for me the challenge is to over as many characters as it takes, level up from 1 to 85, and this is my third proper character now, which is a bit of a shame, but I am documenting it to put onto YouTube, so I'm not going to start from level 1 again, because I wouldn't expect anybody in their right mind to go and watch all of that. Okay, so let's have a look through our stats and talents and whatnot, just to make sure that you believe I am still legit. Okay, so here's the total deaths. That's the important one. We haven't died. Our talents are completely blank. We don't have a specialisation. Our pet doesn't have any talents. I'm struggling there to get my glyphs open again. We're not in a guild. And well, it looks like I'm not going to open the character panel, but you can see my gear looks like shit. I'll show that in another, probably in the next episode I'll show you that. In terms of what's happening with the character at the minute, this footage was recorded during the Midsummer Bonfire Festival thing. I was really rushing to get this character leveled up during that world event, because there's quite a lot of XP we can get from doing the world event quests, which is honouring the Horde bonfires and putting out the Alliance bonfires or something like that. So I go and do that basically. So realistically, worst case scenario is you go and do one of those quests. You get flagged for PvP for 5 minutes and you die. So you do have to be very careful with that. I don't think I did the Alliance ones in Outland, because I think in Outland people are a lot more focused on PvP when they're questing, because most of the zones have PvP objectives in them. So especially Hellfire Peninsula, there's definitely a lot of PvP going on there. Nagrand as well. Terracotta Forest not so much, because the PvP objectives there you can only do once every few hours. So I ended up getting all of the bonfires done that I could, or felt that I could. I think on the last night of the holiday world event. So I was really cutting it a little bit fine. I was juggling doing raiding as well that night, so very stressful to get that done. Like I said, I didn't really touch the Alliance ones. In vanilla though, I did. I got most of them. The only one that I absolutely refused to get, I think, was the one in Elwyn Forest, which is quite close there to where a lot of Alliance people are PvPing. So I thought that that's just probably not a good idea for the sake of a little bit of XP. I probably didn't want to be holding out and getting ganked by some Alliance players. But anyway, that's that. Quite a lot to cover in the episode. So we've died, we've sworn at quest mechanics. I've basically thrown my PC across the room. I didn't do that, but I felt like it. Sworn I was never going to do this challenge again. Then did it another 2 times. Iron Man Shep is my current character. He's still alive. We've progressed in the game. I hope you will stay and watch me progress even further through Terracotta Forest and the rest of, hopefully, all the way up to level 85 without dying again. Join me next time for more Iron Man WoW Challenge, when I'm not going to be doing Flamekeeper quests because they're really dull and boring, but I'll be doing some more dull and boring quests instead in Terracotta Forest. See you next time.